I like some of the shit he says, but the fact that it has to come out of his mouth is a big bummer.
I did not have sexual relations with that man. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Welcome to the Backpost Podcast, in partnership with U3 Network and powered by the 8-Bit Nation. And now, your hosts, Shade, Bacon, and the owner of the league, Pitch.
How's it going, 8-Bit and U3 people? We're back after week 6. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it was exciting, but I assume it was pretty exciting. I've been working like crazy, so not much game watching here, but I'm looking forward to week 7. I am going to watch some of that. Today we are missing Pitch due to him having to be out of the house right now. Hopefully he's having a good time. We have Koala filling in for him, though. Hi, Koala.
Yo, what's up?
That's enough. This week we're going to talk about how the season has gone thus far, and what teams we think will be pushing for the playoffs and all that, you know? Bacon's here too.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, a little different format today. We're just going to kind of talk about where we've been and where we think we're going to go.
We tried to get Ben to be here.
Yeah, he didn't answer. He's probably still at the Cracker Barrel.
He was going to go to the Cracker Barrel.
There were brief talks last night about him and Couch driving up here to go to Cracker Barrel to take Koala up on his offer.
Yeah, I was like, if you come up here, I'll pay for your Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I hope I get an invite.
Absolutely. You would have been the first message if it became a real thing. They're like, hey, meet up really quickly. We're going to piss a lot of people off, or at least one. Yeah. So, and we looked, and they're like 7 hours from us.
Yeah.
But we did not get messages this morning that said, hey, we're in Dayton. So, assume they didn't do it, or they're right down the road from us right now, and we have no idea. Hopefully Ben makes it back home before our game tonight.
Oh, he can just use my computer.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, and then other than that, it's been NCAA football things. So
yeah, that game's buggy, huh?
Is it?
It's interesting. The gameplay is fine, but just the peripheral stuff around it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not in love yet for sure. So we'll see how it goes. See how this dynasty goes. See if it sticks around. They're all talking about like I guess the limit is like 30 some seasons, 32 or 35, something like that.
We won't hit that.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I was like, yeah, we're not getting that far.
I will not hit that.
So then they readjusted last night and was like, well, hopefully we can get at least 4. I was like, maybe.
Listen, as long as these people stop going for it on 4th, we might make it to 4.
EA Sports is in the game.
It's in the game. Sidebar, Bard does that really well.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
No way.
That's so shocking.
I can't believe it.
Like it's not, but it really caught me. It caught me the other day when he did it. I looked at my other monitor to see if I was loading up the game.
You've heard him do things like that, right?
But I hadn't heard him do that. That one is it's iconic for us. I mean, we grew up with EA Sports games being a staple that we played every year. So hearing that, and then like I'm playing Rocket League, but I hear him say this, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Genuinely, I assume that he can do an impression of just about anyone, even on the spot, and like it might be all right. But
he probably didn't even really do it. He just used a soundboard, you know.
Oh, that's true. He could have done that.
I don't know.
He got played.
Given some
if I got, I'm DMing him right now. If I got played, I'm pissed.
Given some practice, I feel like he could do probably just about anyone's impression. It's
We'll have to have him on sometime and just put him through the motions. Call out impressions, see what he can do for it.
He has to do an impression for each
Just have a
player
list.
on each team.
Each player on each team.
At least one per team. Okay, one per team.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Speaking of teams, though, we're gonna go into our teams now. Mid-season review. We got both conferences here. Who wants to run through them?
I'll run through the East here.
Go.
So yeah, this is taking place of our standings segment later because these are the standings as of right now. We're recording on Sunday after the game that happened earlier today, so this does count that. The East Conference right now on top is Dayton at 5-1. You've got Chicago right behind them at 4-1, still set to play Florida later today. Atlantic City's 4-2. We got a whole crop of teams at 3-3 in order of Long Island, Jacksonville, Xenia, Tuscaloosa, and Detroit. Goodness. We have two teams sitting at 2-3. That's Florida and London, both still to play tonight. And the bottom of the East is Philadelphia at 1-5.
Imagine losing to Philly and being the only win they have. That'd be unacceptable, wouldn't it?
Who could possibly? I bet whoever lost to that team isn't doing very good.
They were probably shit.
Yeah, probably shit.
Yeah. So from the East, the first question I have for all of us, it's kind of maybe a layup. Who's definitely making it to group stage from the East?
Dayton.
Yeah, Dayton.
Dayton, Chicago.
100%.
We feel confident about
I
Chicago.
I think the top 6 are locked in.
Well, that's where it gets to be a gray area because 4 through 8 are all tied.
Yeah, I know.
But how it stands currently, you think 1 through 6. So Dayton, Chicago, Atlantic City, Long Island, Jacksonville, and Xenia are all alive.
And I think those last 4 could fight each other out for the last spot.
Okay, so that
7 for me.
Those last 2 spots.
So you think Tide are in, or you think Tide's a reach? Cool.
What?
Do I? Tide's probably in.
Okay. Tide have looked good lately.
Right, exactly.
But I like Florida. And London's pretty good, yeah.
I like those two teams. Detroit has looked good lately too. The East is very competitive right now, save for maybe Philly.
Maybe it's being on this podcast that makes you bad at Rocket League.
Oh man, this is about to be the last episode of the Back Post podcast.
I can't get much worse.
Alright, so, okay, there we kind of talked about who's making it and who's going to cut it close. In the East, one team that's not making it. Who you guys got? For sure, 100%. They're not making group stage.
Besides Philly,
I mean, Philly could turn it around. Some people could think that.
I'm just gonna go.
I'm gonna say besides Philly too. London.
Okay. Besides Philly, then, since they're in last, and the rest of it's really close between 4 through 10. Who do you guys think's not
about
making
to catch a loss tonight?
I've heard that before.
It would be a slide for London. They are currently on a 3-game losing streak, as we are on a 4-game losing streak. So
I don't even know what losing is.
London. I think London's probably out. I could agree with that. London, Philly out, and then I think Florida, Detroit, and Tuscaloosa fight for those last 2 remaining things, right? Which is at top 8 they go, right?
It is.
That was 8.
Yeah, top 8 go to group stage.
Yeah, I think Florida, Detroit, and Tuscaloosa will, in some combination, take the 7-8 for the East.
Interesting. Okay. I think Florida's out with Philly. I don't.
They do play Chicago tonight.
They do. So like,
Sam is not shit.
No, but I mean on London, Sweezy's not shit.
Prove it.
Nope, don't want him to do that. I don't want him to prove shit. That is tough. That's going to be a race, but really between Tide, Detroit, Florida, and London. Two of those
T.
teams.
Holly is on Florida, though. You know, we want to root for them.
Right, but he was Ben's player to watch for the last time we recorded, and he didn't even play.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
and there's a number of teams that are
so
presently
what I'm
struggling
hearing,
for sub games.
What I'm hearing is that our boy T. Holly, who is a sub, did not fuck up that game.
No, T. Holly didn't lose that game.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ben was right. He made no errors.
Player to watch out for. He towed the line. Okay. Well, that's the East. Now we can talk about our conference, which is
the
its
mighty
own.
West.
Yeah, it's its own equal dumpster fire.
West is the best.
We're coming off of a week where we have seen Alcatraz and Death Valley take losses this week. So this leaves our standings to be Mexico City on top 5-1. They have not gone to game 4 in a single series. They got swept week 1 and have swept out since. They have not lost a single game in a month.
That's good stats.
That's crazy. Next, we got Las Vegas at 4-2. They've come on here midway through the season. Alcatraz falls to 3 at 4-2. Death Valley falls to 4 at 4-2. Phoenix has climbed and is still at 4-2. That's a lot of 4-2s there. San Fran up to 6 at 3-3. Des Moines catching a second dub moves up to 2-4. Alaska is 2-4. Yellowstone is 1-4, still to play London tonight. And Fayetteville at 1-5, and on the bottom, Monterey at 1-5. So,
Yeah, but we beat the Corn, so we're better.
I think it's exceedingly safe. I think we have a locked-in 5. I think the top 5's through. Period.
Yeah.
100%.
I
If
think
you had to pick one of those to fall, what would you pick?
Phoenix.
Fair.
Just because there's potential chaos there. It's an Adam-managed team. Who knows what's going to happen? This point last season, his New York roster was phenomenal, and then it went to shit. So this is about the point where if it's going to go bad for Phoenix, it's going to start now. I also think San Fran will do enough to get into the playoffs.
Haven't they been on a losing streak? I feel like
They've been on a winning streak.
Oh, okay.
They were on a losing streak before the winning streak.
Yes, they started the season poorly, albeit they had a tough schedule to start. But they've picked it up. They've put it together. And then, so that leaves Des Moines, Alaska, Yellowstone, Fayetteville, and Monterey to soak up the final 2 spots. Who you guys got taking those 2 spots?
Boy.
I think it stays how it is.
I'm going to vehemently disagree.
I mean, you can all you want.
We're getting in over Corn. We got the tiebreaker.
So, I think Monterey's out. I don't think they're going to put it together. I think Fayetteville's out. Alaska, they're sitting 2-4. We still play tonight, and we play Alaska next week in our rivalry game. I think Alaska is the 3rd team out. I think the Corn are going to make it in. I think we'll squeak in. I think between Des Moines and Yellowstone, that's 7 and 8. I don't think either of those teams jump San Fran. But
no, not at this point.
Which is crazy because Des Moines only a game behind. We're only 2 behind, and that's still with a game to play this week. But I don't think the bottom of the standings for group stage, I don't think are going to change a whole lot if we jump Alaska. Then it's just going to be ride it out and see who takes 2, 3, 4, 5 for the West.
So if we win tonight,
more of the same.
We jump up to 7. Yeah.
Above
the Corn.
Maybe. Multi-team tiebreaker with Alaska. I'm not sure how that goes.
Okay.
But probably. We had held a playoff spot all of these weeks tied with them, so I would think us catching a win moves us up to 7.
Well, you guys should get a win tonight. That'd be fun.
I mean, you're starting. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I'll win mine. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Which means you're playing another one then.
No, we don't push the luck.
That's fair. So we've talked about that. Group stages, whatever. At this point, middle of the season, Koala, who's winning the whole damn thing? You got to pick one.
Oh man.
And across the board, we'll remove any potential crazy bias. You can't pick Yellowstone. So, who you picking?
Well,
Damn. What am I going to do now?
When do rosters lock?
Couple weeks. It's either
They'll
8
answer
or
in a
9.
couple weeks.
No,
There's
right
just
now.
no
Right
way
now.
to know.
Mid-season.
I mean,
Then Dayton, I guess.
They're pretty much locked as it is for those top teams. They're not going to change anything if they're whooping ass. Come
Hey,
on.
listen, someone can join.
It's going to be... It's
Change
going to
the whole
be...
dynamic.
It's true.
I mean, someone could, but not happening. It says Tech is all the way.
Heck is all the way.
Mexico
West is
City.
winning. Yeah. West on top, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Mexico City as well. I want to pick Dayton, but nobody's.
I haven't seen Dayton do what they've done. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody's taken a game from Mexico City in over a month.
Yeah.
A game.
It is pretty wild.
A game. It's crazy. So
that's why I go them. I'm not seeing anyone else do what they're doing. So
that's fair. We shall see. We're halfway. We're almost done with season 6. Plenty of action to still happen.
Next.
well, you got a player of the week for this week?
Sure.
Oh Lord. He sounded so ready for that.
He sure did.
He did. He's ready. He's gonna say the name now. 3, 2, 1, now.
Fireblaze.
Boom.
And I don't know if it's specifically for week 6, but since we last recorded, Fireblaze stepped up out of nowhere out of free agency, and just kind of taken over. I've always thought highly of Fireblaze as a player. Stepped up into his role, did his job when called upon. Can't ask for much more. So kudos, Fireblaze.
Yeah. He beat us. That hurt my soul.
It did.
Alright, we'll play the theme song for the team spotlights. Go.
Done.
Yeah. Team spotlights. That was an
That's how
awesome.
that works.
That was an awesome intro song. I'm a big fan of that one. So glad that you had that ready for us, Bacon.
Yeah, man. It plays while we're doing the spotlight.
Yeah. I love it. We got London and Florida that we're going to be talking about. We kind of talked about them a little bit already, but now you're going to hear us talk about them again. A little bit deeper, though. Starting with London. Manager of Banks, roster Sweezy, Juki, and how you say his name?
Bozy.
Bozy. That's a SBBC build. Conference East at a 2-3 record, which is something. Those last two things are something that both these teams share: East and 2-3. How do we feel about London? Again?
Well, presently, fuck London, because we play them in a couple hours.
We're gonna make their bridges fall down.
I see what you did there. Personally,
Got 'em.
I like the guys on that team. I like Sweezy. I like Yuki. I haven't talked to Banks a whole lot, but decent player. I know he's been having some computer issues. That's why we've seen London use a fair amount of 1-days the past few weeks. And perhaps that has aided in contributing to their losing streak. But we will,
How are they doing on their sub games?
on their sub games?
Yeah,
How
how they
many
doing?
sub games do they have?
That's a question I was not prepared for you to ask me, but give me 1 second here.
Deleted. Yeah, because they're using 1-days, they're also not getting sub games in, which could be a
Well,
problem.
they could be getting sub games.
True.
Well, if they're picking up C's, you mean?
No.
No.
If they have their sub, but they're replacing a different player with a 1 day.
Yeah.
Which that's... So on sub games, they're
I thought
fine.
you could only do that if you're missing 2 players.
You can, but if you have
You can
your...
do not subs.
Yeah, if you have your S tier and your C tier,
Oh,
then you're using a B. But the 1 day does not count for whatever slot they would fill, and that's where London's having an issue.
I was just assuming Juki was also there.
Gotcha. Which has been the case, but early on in the season they got sub games in. Where they're presently hurting is their 3 slot, which is filled by Banks, who's been having the computer issues. They only have 3 games in with their 3rd. Bozy being their 4th has 7 games. So, yeah. So they're close on that one, but Banks has some work to do to catch back up. And it can happen quick, but once this week's done, if Banks doesn't get any games in tonight, you've only got 5 weeks left. And that's it. You're only guaranteed 3 games a series. So you only got 15 games for Banks to get in 8 games. That's the way you got to look at it. So kind of missing the mark there. But they're not the only team. There are some teams very much hurting on sub games. We can talk about that after the spotlight if you want.
Yeah, definitely. So we talked about them. Were they the ones that we thought were gonna not make it?
Yes, you thought London wasn't going to make it. I think they are going to make it. And then the other team in the spotlight is our reverse. So
yeah, you hate Umfo and Samu and
I love them guys. I just don't think they're going to make playoffs. Come at me, Umfo. Prove me wrong.
He will.
Maybe.
He's our Duval brethren.
Maybe. I've heard rumors, and if the rumors are true,
Rumors.
What's the rumors?
I'm not going to talk about it here.
I need the rumors.
This is the best place to talk about it. Do you want the podcast to get more views or not?
People aren't going to listen to it just because of Unfo rumors.
Wow.
I'd have to have some sketch level pitch rumors, and
That's
people
at least 6, 7.
I can give you some of this.
Whoa.
I heard a thing.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room then.
Florida.
Got a new haircut.
Manager of Unfo roster is Samu, Mincy, and Thali or T Holly.
Oh, God.
He loves the Thali though, so
It's his
that's
fault.
an
He made it
A.
lowercase H.
Right.
It's his fault.
It's an AABC build, East and 2 and 3 as well. I think they're making the group stages at least, and Bacon said no, and I forget what Koala said about him.
I think I said yes. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Koala was with you. And Linux just turned the podcast off after hearing you say Thale. He's the one that likes to get mad about that. But, yeah, I mean, this team's competitive. We've gotten to scrim them, and lately it's about the most positive scrim we've had. It went well. There just wasn't... If Samu was going around for demos, great, but the team wasn't able to really capitalize off those. And then when Sam was on the ball, a lot of these teams have a player that can challenge Samu. He's not the takeover guy. This is why he's an A tier. So, and Unfo's looked his part. It just hasn't been enough for Florida for me. We'll see. I haven't seen enough of Mincy to be convinced if he's the answer yet. So, I think they're out.
Alright.
Horrible of you.
Whatever.
And I'm pretty mad that you haven't texted me the controversy. Pretty messed up.
Okay, no, nope. Here, we're gonna go into sub games. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about sub games.
My phone turned that into a different word.
Alrighty.
Is this
Not
scheduled?
Duck, huh?
No. So, sub games. Sub games. This does not account for things that have happened in week 6 yet. But we'll talk about the teams that are having pain points. Atlantic City, their sub has been in Mexico for most of the season, so only had 3 games. But coming into this week, did get some games in. Detroit, it's tough. Their second slot only had 3 games going into this week. But that spot was filled by Fireblaze, so I anticipate them to get that taken care of. Florida only has 4 games for T. Holly. That's all he's played this season, Shade. That's it.
That's not great.
Our boy T. Holly, only 4 games. Jacksonville the same. Their sub, only 4 games. And so this is this is at least through week 5. So these are teams that are behind the curve. We talked about London with Banks only having 3. Monterey, they're right on line. Bula has 6 games. Philadelphia is tied for being in the worst shape presently. M. Leon only has 2 games through 5 weeks.
That's not good with their record.
It's very not good with their record.
Very not good with their record.
The one they're tied with is Xenia. Underdog has 2 games. So that Xenia is the one that worries me because they were hot, but Xenia's been slipping while they've been getting their sub games in. A couple. So I don't know, because week 5 was the first time that they had their sub play. So yeah. So you have time, managers, but
yeah, there's definitely still time.
Not a lot of it, and that's for especially like Xenia and Philly. If they didn't get them any in week 6 here, so if they're still sitting at 2, you have to get 9 games with only a guaranteed 15 remaining. And that's not counting if teams forfeit to you. Keep that in mind. Do not let it go to the last minute.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if your opponent forfeits, you can get the win in week 11. There is no exception made. You will miss the playoffs because of sub games.
Ouch.
So you have 11 weeks to get it done. If you wait until the last week and your opponent forfeits, you're SOL. Deal with it.
I like that. It's almost scary not to like.
Yeah, it needs to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially at this point in the season, we only have 1 forfeit, and it just happened this week. Monterey forfeited. So managers aren't in, there's no threat of them having, they forfeited 2 or 3 games, kick them out of the league. You wait until the last week, that manager could just be like, oh, fuck it, we can't play, forfeit. And now you miss the playoffs. It's dirty pool, but...
It typically happens more as you go along in the season, because people get pissed off and disinterested because they're losing and don't make as much time, let's say.
You're half right. It's end capped. We see it at the beginning because teams have an issue getting that communication together, and then we see it at the end because of that disinterest.
Yeah, I meant to tell you guys I won't be there tonight.
What a guy! What a guy! Trade block.
Oh, you already tried it.
Shut your fucking mouth. Knew it was coming.
We already know.
Move along. I didn't fill it out, but we've had some transactions.
I thought you meant the trade.
Yeah, I
did too. Okay.
No.
We have had some stuff go on in the transactions area. A lot of people are sending them to my boy DK, which really helps me with my crazy work schedule. I feel bad when I don't put them out. But where did we last leave off? I don't want to really sign the 1 days. We kind of talked about people using 1 days.
Yeah, you don't have to say 1 days and just go through it. It's
Fayetteville dropped Killer B. Did we go over that yet?
What?
Why am I?
Oh, it's before that. It's Breezy retired.
Breezy retired? Oh my God, yeah. Breezy retired. So Tide picked up LZ244Z. Who's that? I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Chicago.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lions signed Chromie Black. We saw him. Oh, that's a 1 day contract. I wasn't doing those. But they did that. They did that. And since I already read one, London Ligers signed Scoop to a 1 day during this time frame. Did he do good?
Scoped, and that's Chronicle. Yes, he did very well.
He did well. Yeah, okay.
No, he didn't. We scrimmed them before their game. He did really well against us, and then they looked like shit in their series.
Well, shocker.
Yeah.
Weston Shepsky's drop KXWWN and sign Lord Neoziggy. Liger's drop Asin and sign Thong Don't Care.
All right.
So
Okay. Sure.
it's Thog, but I wanted to say Thong Don't Care.
Oh, okay.
But then Tide dropped
Bozy, just so you know.
LZ224Z. Hey, listen, I'm doing Discords. Deal with it. And signed Scoped. And then Detroit dropped Conceptor and signed Fireblaze. I have one more to announce that is going to be announced after the games tonight.
Breaking news.
Assume this won't be out before then. We got Death Valley receiving Pidgeon, and Dayton receiving LTK and a 3rd round pick.
Oh.
Bow.
So
Okay.
That's pretty cool. That's a good thing that's a good thing about us recording on a Sunday. I can get those out there. We can talk about them before the rest of the league
150%.
How do you guys feel about that trade? It was funny because they each texted me the trade, but they initially had a different pick in there, and they each thought they were getting that pick. So it was very confusing for me.
Wow.
So I made a group chat with it. I was like, hey, we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So they came to the final agreement of Death Valley receiving Pidgeon, Dayton receiving LTK, and getting the 3rd round pick from Death Valley.
Yeah.
So who's the perceived better B, I think, right?
Yeah. Probably Pigeon. I think Pigeon's got a higher ceiling for mechs, a little bit more aggressive on offense. That'll pair well with Red Guy and Code in Death Valley. What Dayton was seeking was defense, and that is what LTK is going to bring. A dedicated 3rd man to take the pressure off of Boss, to allow Beef and Boss to go do their duos thing up front. So they Dayton traded a little offense for a little defense, and vice versa for Death Valley.
Okay.
I think both teams improved. I'm very excited for Liam to come back from St. Louis. I'm curious to see the DMs between him and Red Guy to see who screwed that up. Cause
I can tell you right now if you want to know.
Like
Might as well.
for sure. Because Liam's a child, but Red Guy also sucks at DMing and understanding.
So I think it could have been both of them because Liam's message is edited.
Okay.
So I don't know what it said before that, but Liam's initial message does have the 2 players and then him getting the pick with the player, and then Red Guy saying he'd take the offer, but I don't know what before the edit happened. Maybe Liam mistyped it and then fixed it.
Maybe.
And Red Guy didn't see the fix. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you
so
not
it's
look
just,
at the edit?
I can't because it's just a screenshot.
Okay, you just got a screenshot. That's kind of what I figured.
Because
So-
Liam's a child, but at being somebody that has traded with Red Guy before in DMs, he does get confused easily on pick swapping.
That happens with the smart guys, you know. Like,
He overthinks it. He's got so much high level physics and pre-college calculus bullshit in his brain. He can't handle simple pick trades. So either way, they both fucked up, but good trade in the end. I think it's successful for both teams.
I think it's fine for both. It could have just been player for player, really, but getting the extra pick out of them is nice for Liam, I guess.
I do think, Liam gave up more statistical production, so it was smart of him to get a pick out of it. So, good trade.
I don't know if he was getting more statistical out of that, though, really. Not with who he's got on offense right now. He helped his team out more by getting this trade, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Because Reapers don't need more offense, but that's what they got.
That's fair. Oh, it's time for me to wake up.
Nice.
You've been up for a while, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
man.
to see you're up. You've been up and at 'em today.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? 1 or 2 o'clock today? You woke up and messaged me.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, that's the trades and signings. I think good trade for both teams. We'll see how it works out for them. Maybe the trade guy title goes from Boomer and just stays with Liam now because that's his thing this season.
How many times has he traded?
That was second or third
Third
so far.
Well, like second
yeah.
in season. He traded Defane for Pigeon, and then traded Pidge, so it's his second. So he's one ahead of Boomer on the season.
So he gets it.
Yeah, as of right now.
Yeah, he
That's
gets
Alcatraz took a loss this week. Who knows what's going through Boomer's mind?
True. Let's predict if they're going to lose next week. You want to?
Let's do it.
All right. What do you think they're going to lose?
No.
Because you didn't predict it, so
Excuse me?
you didn't predict that game. It's the only game you decided not to predict.
Oh, that's weird.
Koala did it too. I had to tell him to do it before the podcast.
That.
So
There was
that
more.
game specifically, we all are picking Alcatraz and joining them in the AA meeting again over Fayetteville.
Perfect.
That was the last one of the week, but we're gonna go back up here to the game of the week. Chicago, Death Valley. Everyone's picking Death Valley except for the silly one whose name starts with B.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having a great season, so it is what it is. But these are two kind of powerhouse teams so far this season. Death Valley's been slipping a little bit, and they just made a change. I'm going to give the edge to the stalworthy Chicago line.
I don't think I've seen anybody on Chicago beat a team of Boomer, Ben, and was it you, Koala?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it might have been Koala.
Maybe.
Code beat that team with Bard and I as his teammates. All right, Code can do it himself if they let him. All right,
So,
let's go, Code.
So what you're telling Red Guy is just to let Code cook, period.
Yeah, let Code cook.
That's fair.
Let him do his thing. And what is it? Pigeon's over there now too. He's got to let him cook. All right, let Code do his thing. He's amazing on the ball.
He is a monster. When he's on, he is.
It's
It is
ridiculous.
absurd to play against him.
There's not a lot of people I'm worried about when I'm going up against them. It's as soon as Code has a little bit of space, I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
So-
Code and Doggo in the air with the ball. I might as well go now because I'm never going to stop it afterwards.
Right. Yeah. If I let them
So-
get another touch, I'm fucked anyways.
Yeah, so I might as
So-
well go now.
Well, good luck with that Chicago pick. I hope you're wrong.
Sure.
Notable games. We got 3 of them. Atlantic City versus Las Vegas. I'm going with our boys in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Pitch and I agree with you. The Akaza show has started, and I don't think it's going to stop here. So Vegas.
Koala. You did not pick them.
Let's go Sack and Wolf.
There you go.
Yeah. We got the Aztecas versus is it Skyhawks?
Yep.
Yeah. Long Island Skyhawks. It's gonna be Aztecas.
Yeah, they're going to sweep.
It's a podcast sweep here.
Yep.
As I said before, they're the team to beat for me.
They're pretty good.
Our other notable game is Detroit with. They just got that
They got
Fireblaze guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they just got that Fireblaze guy. So it's Fireblaze and the Detroit Chargers versus Dayton. I went with Dayton. I think there's too much pressure from Dayton for Fireblaze to handle.
And that's Fireblaze aside. The real treat to Detroit is Dinks. But I think Boss is better defensively. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. Definitely going to be able to handle whatever Dinks can do. So I think it's a Dayton victory. Pitch disagreed. He's leaning hard on Dinks and Fireblaze, going with Detroit.
Well, good. I mean, there's a trade happening, so
Yeah,
maybe it's gonna be a bad week.
that's true. That's true. We got Florida versus San Francisco. I'm taking Unfo and the boys.
I'm not.
Florida.
I'm taking Baca and the other boys.
Nah,
And
Bucky's gonna slip.
Pitch is also taking San Fran.
We got London versus Philly, and I'm going with London, even though you guys said they're shit this week. So
Yeah,
Wow.
kind of, but they're definitely going to be able to do enough to take down Philly. I know Philly. Some of their losses have been competitive, but I don't think it's enough to take down Sweezy. So I'll take London, but Pitch of course takes Philly.
Yeah, I took London based on Sweezy, essentially.
I only took London based on their playing Philly.
Jesus.
Get bodied, Pitch. Even though he was nice to us later. Damn, I feel bad. Okay. Tide versus Xenia. I'm going with the CBC.
Yes, this is a rebound game for Xenia. Easy peasy. Pitch agrees.
Tide keeps doing its thing.
I mean, go ahead and say it, you know?
Yeah, say
Put
it.
that roll on there. Give
What?
it for Ben. Give it for Ben and Lennox. Go ahead.
Nah.
We got Jacksonville versus Monterey. We got a sweep for Jacksonville because I don't know what's going on with Monterey.
They somehow swiped our wheelchairs and look the part.
Yeah,
So.
do they care? I mean,
No, they like actively have taken a couple of the wheels off of the wheelchairs. And
right.
They're just sitting there waiting to tip over. So yeah,
What's happening?
it does not look good in Monterey presently.
Like, they're my sleepy sharks, but shit.
They are.
They're not
Sleep's
waking up.
Crazy.
They're sleeping beauty in this shit.
Yeah,
They're out.
it's bad.
All right, well, we got Alaska versus Yellowstone. You guys have faith. I do not.
Listen, there's probably 20 other teams you could have put here at that point, and I probably would have picked them. Alaska haven't just dropped KX. Lord Neo Ziggy's a homie, but I think KX is significantly better than Lord Neo. So dropping KX is weird to me. This is a rivalry game. I think we steamroll Alaska. Pitch agrees.
Steamroll. I don't know if he agrees about the steamroll.
Well, probably not. Yeah, but he thinks we're gonna win.
Boys, I hope we prove me wrong.
Always.
All right. I
Me
really
too,
do.
Because free
I really
agency
do.
is
Because
rough
really,
out there.
by this time, I don't know if we'll still be a team.
Listen,
Yellowstone might
none
have
of us may
erupted.
be on the roster. I've already told y'all the
Yeah.
ultimatum from tonight.
Yeah,
So-
Yellowstone might erupt by the time this game plays. So
High level national treasure joke. Good on
yeah.
you.
We got Phoenix versus everybody's favorite, the Corn. I went with the Corn. They're playing well. You know, I like the way they look. So going with them.
Equal argument, but the other way. I like the way Phoenix has looked lately.
Wow. Way to take my argument.
I did. This actually should be a really good game if Corn show up in full strength. Ezio's looked really good. Pickup solid. Defane has kind of been a nice breath of life for Corn, but I think Phoenix is going to be a little bit too talented. Pitch also picks Phoenix. Koala, what are you taking?
Phoenix. We have a tiebreaker over the Corn, so let's hope they keep losing, baby.
Fair enough. So you need your pick on here changed.
Oh shit! Yeah, I put corn, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, Phoenix.
Easy peasy. And I heard Shade's doorbell go off, so we'll carry forward. The overall records, pitch is on top at 37-18. We missed week 6 on picks, so deal with it. Pitch at 37-18. We've got Jay in second at 33-22. Shade in third at 32-23, and I'm bringing up the rear at 30-25. As far as guest pick'ems, Doggo is still on top with the best individual week at 8-3. Boomer was 6-5 in his week. Ben has done it twice and went 5-6 both times.
Damn.
And the last time we recorded, Koala, is that when you popped in and we made you do picks?
Maybe.
Because you're Koala in this world, but he put L on the prediction.
Yeah.
So I've been confused about who that was.
I was wondering who that was.
Okay.
I thought it might have been me, but also
yes.
So
Koala was 5-6 in his last appearance. He's going to seek to try to unseat Doggo as far as best guest picker. So that's going to be that for records.
Sweet.
Rocket League news.
Yeah, when does Rocket League come back?
Well, there's some things going on now. The Shift Summer League thing's been going on.
I've not been paying attention to that at all.
And it's just okay. The teams are using the group play kind of as like glorified scrims to get back into it as they get closer to playoffs for that. We expect them to take it a little bit more seriously because that's going to lead right into the Esports World Cup, which leads right into Worlds. So it's about to get really busy. I do have... Okay, and... Well, hold on. Yeah, so... Baka does not have tickets for Worlds, but I think Baka still has beds. You got to go to 8-Bit and get your Worlds merch. And I believe as of today, I'm still waiting for 100% confirmation. We have one ticket for Worlds that is available if somebody is interested.
I don't think we do.
Like we, as in us trois, do not have one, but I am in possession of a ticket for Worlds that is presently unclaimed. DM me for more information.
I did not know that.
Who died?
I found that out. It was shortly before we recorded.
Whose ticket you steal?
I'll tell you after.
I think I know.
We'll talk about it off podcast.
Alrighty. Okay.
We're going to go talk about this, so goodbye.
Bye.
Later.